I do think that startups are not that hard. So let me actually take a step back. I think the first thing is forget about business school. You should think about life as an immigrant. My name is Dimitri Sirota. I'm the CEO of a company called BigID, a data security and compliance company. The company story basically revolves around identifying a problem. So this is my third company. I've always been an entrepreneur almost since I graduated university in physics. I like being an entrepreneur. It's fun. Every day is a little bit different. When I sold my last company, I worked for the company that bought us for a couple of years while I got a green card in the US. Once I did that, I resigned, was thinking about what I could do that also took advantage of some of my background in security, data security, identity security. And what struck me is that there's an opportunity based on some of the changing landscape in the regulations around data, privacy regulations, healthcare regulations, data use and sharing regulations. And so we felt there was an opportunity to reimagine data security and compliance for this emergent age where privacy was a top-level concern, where data sovereignty was a top-level concern. And that became kind of the germ for what became BigID. We did not have an easy time. I think today you hear these stories about people raising $100 million with just a plan or kind of a one-pager or just based on the merits of their experience. That was not our experience. We struggled.
When BigID first pitched us in 2016, it was brought to me by my colleague, Kevin. And I remember Kevin called me, he's like, George, you have to get on the phone with this founder. I have no idea what they're doing. So I got on the phone with Dimitri, who's the founder of BigID in 2016. And Dimitri comes from a very good background. He sold his last company to CA Technologies. He was super technical, and he was pitching something called GDPR compliance back in 2016. And I literally Googled, like, what is GDPR in the meeting? Because nobody knew what it was. And fast forward, he was building a GDPR compliance company to map out personal data within an enterprise and mitigate risks against that personal data within the enterprise before any regulation or anybody cared about it. I really liked his passion and his vision and how he had a vision of where this compliance was going and how he was going to be the first mover in that. And luckily it worked. He's now the largest GDPR compliance company and now CCPA compliance company in the world.
Plug and Play was part of the 2 million original round. And so they got the story. They understood that personal data is being breached and exfiltrated. They knew about the changing privacy landscape in Europe, whereas a lot of Americans did not. And so they gave us a much needed contributor. So they participated in that original 2 million, and we're thankful for that.
There's a funny story with Dimitri. We were having dinner one night at Saeed's house, our CEO's house, and this was before he raised Series A. And we were sitting around the table, and he and I were sitting together. He flew in from New York, and he was saying, George, like, I don't really know what to do. Like, I don't have enough revenue for Series A, but I kind of need money for Series A. Like, what do you think I should do? I'm like, look, there's two things that you can do. One is you raise your Series A before you hit any revenue. So you have to have investors believe in your vision and your dream. The second is you have a little revenue now. You have a pilot customer or two, which I think you should scale that revenue up first so you can get a better Series A. Luckily, he didn't listen to me. So he went off to raise a Series A on the vision from a great VC. And I think that was the turning point for the company because they were able to hire great talent, get more customers, and really scale up a lot quicker after that Series A injection.
This is my third company. Something I've learned the hard way. Don't be a jerk. This is not just your journey. This is your entire company's journey. You're asking them to come along with you. And so don't make it painful for the other people in the company. If relationships sour or you hire somebody that isn't a right fit, don't be cruel in forcing them out. So I do think that as much as possible, creating a workplace that everybody wants to be collaborative and contribute to its success is also important.